What is going on, guys? Welcome to Here's Happening. My name is Darren, and today we're going to be talking about Matt Reeves, the director of the Batman. We're going to talk about a few quotes that he is talking about his film being affected by the coronavirus and how his film production is being shut down currently. So the first quote we're going to talk about is about how he feels about this whole shutdown and how it's affecting the film. And he says this: "The whole thing is quite surreal. As much as we wanted to proceed, we wanted to make sure we were safe. We didn't want anyone on our crew to get sick, but there was a crew member who actually got it, an incredible dialect coach named Andrew Jack, and he passed away. We were all in utter shock and heartbroken. It's been weeks since we shut down, so I don't think it was passed among the crew, but it was very, very unsettling. Of course, I want to come back when the time is right. I worked on a few things where, for various reasons, you have to stop for a moment. A cast gets sick and you have to shut down for a week. You can take stock of what you've done and prepare for what's coming. I don't think it's a moment where I'm going, why aren't we shooting? I'm thinking there are bigger things." So it's really shocking. If you guys haven't heard, a member or one of the crew members for the Batman movie did pass away. And the announcement was, I think it was about like 2 weeks ago. I don't think we reported it, at least I didn't. I don't think Rob did either. But someone did pass away due to coronavirus on the Batman set, or who worked on the Batman. And I think this was in the midst of their shutdown, because I know their film shut down, or the production shut down for 2 weeks when the whole, when every state was started to shut down a little bit more. The production did shut down for 2 weeks. And so yeah, so it's pretty shocking that someone on that production did pass away from this whole crazy disease. And it's nice to hear that Matt Reeves is he is trying to be very careful for his staff and the people that was working on the set, making sure they're safe. And his most concern is not about the movie; it's just more about this worldwide pandemic that we're having, and he's more concerned about that and making sure the world goes back to normal, and so he could go back to normal things and work on his movie and go back to his job and all that stuff. So it's good to hear some human aspects from famous people like that. So he did talk about his vision for the movie as well, and he says how this movie is incredibly personal. He says this. He says, "Of course, these things have to be mined in a way that can make these companies money. You never know whether the people in charge of those IPs are going to be open to your vision. But if they weren't, I wouldn't have done Batman. I was like, look, there have been some great Batman films, and I don't want to just make a Batman film. I want to do something that has some emotional stakes. My ambition is for it to be incredibly personal, using the metaphors of that world. It feels like really odd throwback to the movies I came up on from the 70s, like Clute or Chinatown. I'm not saying we're achieving anything like that. Those are masterpieces, but that's the ambition." So I've never seen Clute or Chinatown, so I can't really comment on those. Those movies are from the 70s and are highly watched movies from that era. But I did like his quotes again in here, trying to be different. I know we've talked about in the past how he wants to be different, and that's the reason why he wanted to stray away from what the DCU is building with Zack Snyder, and that's why he broke out of that and started his own separate universe with Robert Pattinson. And this does fall in line with that, and some of the rumors that were floating around how his suit could be constructed by the gun, the bat symbol could be the gun that was used to kill his parents, and then how the mask or the cowl was inspired by Zora's mask from the movie that he went to see before his parents were killed in that alleyway. So if that's all true, this movie, just the suit itself could be very personal, and I can see where he's trying to take this, and he's really trying to make this an emotional film for Bruce Wayne. I mean, you could still make an emotional film with Ben Affleck's character or the Batfleck character from the Zack Snyderverse. You could definitely have done that. I'm pretty sure there are ways to go around that. But I think he wanted to really stray away and kind of break free from any limitations and just really have his creative mind just set free and do whatever he wants. So if you guys don't remember, that before Matt Reeves was brought on, there were arguments with him and WB. there was a rumor that, you know, Matt Reeves was like, I think they were having like a yelling argument about what he wanted with the movie, and then there's a moment where he, you know, after announcing that Matt Reeves was on, there was another announcement that Matt Reeves was getting off the project. But that was because, you know, maybe Warner Brothers was still married to the idea of the DC, you know, building up the DCEU, and where, you know, Matt Reeves wanted something else and wanted something very separate. And so maybe, I'm assuming, Warner Brothers finally warmed up to Matt Reeves' idea and brought him back on and had him do something different with the whole DCU and, you know, creating his own thing. So I do like this. I really like the emotional aspect of it, because he is right. We've had multiple iterations of Batman. I mean, we have lots of great Batmans to choose from. Ben Affleck was a great one. Christian Bale was a great one. Michael Keaton was a great one. Adam West was a great one as well. So there's tons of Batmans you could choose from. I mean, just because we're not gonna get, I mean, I wish we were gonna get a, you know, Ben Affleck Batman, a continuation. But if we're not, let's go a different route and get something new, something refreshing, something with a different take. And if you're gonna go the emotional route, a very grounded approach, I'm all about that. And I'm totally stoked, and I'm very excited to what Matt Reeves is going to bring. And, you know, the pictures, the photos, the official photos that were released, I'm juiced. A different take. I know a lot of people are against it. A lot of people hate Robert Pattinson. I feel like when things starts rolling and the trailers start coming out, it's gonna be crazy and everyone's gonna be on board. All right, so I want to know your guys' thoughts on all this. I know it's a lot to digest with his quotes, but I want to know your guys' thoughts on all this. Let me know in the comments below. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to wash your hands, guys. See you guys again. Bye.